It's Morali. Hope you guys are all doing well today. So off the bat from my recent video that I did in regards to what happened at University of Exeter, and we all saw that open chat and how disgustingly vile it was. People have actually come to me and messaged me privately about the experiences that they are facing at the universities that they are at, and I thought, there'll be no harm in discussing and talking about it. And also I've seen a lot of threads on Twitter that are also touching on the surface of stuff that I've also been in contact with. So I do find that quite interesting how people have come into contact with me, and I'm also seeing similar stories on Twitter. So we're trying to get straight into it, and I thought it would be no harm in raising awareness. Wow, at Loughborough University there was a slave auction, ridiculous, as part of the entertainment laid for new students. And the university had to apologise because they decided to have a cowboy and Indians night and a slave night auction where they pretend to sell slaves. Like, that in itself just speaks volumes. Like, how can people allow this to run? What did you consciously think when you woke up that day that you were going to have a slave auction night and you're not going to have any form of negative feedback or public outcry? Won't happen. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I remember this one at Warwick University. There was a particular student who entered the kitchen, and what she sees is bananas with obviously racial slurs on the bananas, and she's absolutely shocked that this was done not by anybody at the university, not by a student down the road, but by her own flatmate. The confidence, the madness, the confidence that one can have to be racist and happily get away with it. I don't think this person actually faced any severe repercussions, and it's absolutely, like, that is just wow. Then we have, bare universities in the UK are moving like this, is mad. Then we have the University of Reading, who they have, they're wearing racist costumes and doing ridiculous amount of blackface. What are they doing? Wow, the confidence and the obliviousness. Like, what is going on? Making certain cultures look like costumes, and you're turning them into nothing but ideations of fun. That's all it really is, rather than respecting them. And this clear form of blackface at Reading University is horrible. And then we have the De Montfort University, where there were racial slurs and verbal attacks. And I heard about this one. This one was crazy, because what was going on here, a student claimed that she was called the N-word and had something about lynching aimed at her by her peers. The student also said that she was called the N-word on the Leicester-based campus 2 days later on Wednesday. A student who claims she was racially abused on campus says she has been suspended because her abusers feel scared and intimidated. What is this madness? Are you actually okay? You have A and you have B and C. B and C are being racially abusive to A, and then A complains and A gets suspended. Like, wow, that in itself really just highlights the structural, deep embedded system of forms of racism that we are seeing. Institutional racism is currently rife, and that is an example of it. And this story, I think, was actually quite recent. It wasn't even that, it didn't even happen that a long time ago. Then we have got a party at Cardiff University where a student does blackface and says it wasn't racist. Like, okay, so who are you to say what's racist and what's not? Number one. Number two, clearly you are attempting to look at somebody else. That in itself, again, is just horrible. But what goes through your mind? The obliviousness is actually crazy, and you're going to Cardiff University, a great university as well. So what are we doing? This is bro. Then we have the University of Bristol, and they started making monkey noises. They said 3 Bristol students on being victims of racism at university. If it was meant in a nasty way, I would message her and call her a dirty stinking C-word, but it's not. It's jokes between us people, not meant to hurt people's feelings. So you've consciously decided and outlined that what you're saying isn't hurting somebody else's feelings. Who has given you this authority, this facade, this mirage that has fallen into your head that you believe that what you say does not hurt other people? What entitlement is this? Because we need to know, because you seem to be very delusional. Black Lives Matter to Planet of the Apes, or meme of can I copy your homework, and people are just like shocked. What are you doing? What are you doing? This is the snigger, the monkey, he loves eating tasty bananas. Wow, University of East Anglia, a student is being investigated for racism over a Facebook post that said black people are full of hate. Yes, I remember this post that was flying around saying that they're aggressive. An analogy is we have a brick, it's hit a wall of cups, the cups fall down, and we're just looking at the cups that are falling down and we're laughing at them X, Y, and Z. We're not looking at the brick that threw the cup down. It's that type of analogy to what I'm seeing here at University of East Anglia. The fact that somebody has the confidence to post this, because best believe when you go to a university, whatever you do, you represent that university. if you are part of university and you apply to be there, etc., and you are working there as you're a student, and you are gallivanting online and doing these nonsense racist posts, you are representing them. Whatever you do will reflect on them. So for people to say, oh, you know, we go to university, we don't see this X, Y, Z, maybe you don't see it. It is what it is. But as far as I'm concerned, if you have joined an institution, you represent them. It is what it is. And, you know, one person can ruin the whole image, and it is a damn shame. But from what I'm saying, we have University of East Anglia, we have Bristol, we have Cardiff, we have LSE now apparently as well. And we did that a lot of universities in the UK are moving like this. And, you know, this is like crazy. I highly doubt that people who are inciting this racial abuse and hatred are actually being investigated deeply, or they actually are facing consequences. What are you doing? I highly doubt that completely, and it's a damn shame. I thought I'd bring this to my channel, bring this to my attention to the forefront, because I feel like these issues need to be addressed, or at least touched on, so people can be aware of it. And, you know, touching the base of what happened at Exeter, those disgusting chats that we saw, and we have this particular person who was, you know, idle in the group and then, you know, let loose and kind of expose everything that was happening, and we're seeing, bro, like there's no words to describe it. These are only just a few universities from what I'm seeing of people's messages to me, and also threads on Twitter that I thought I'd bring to their attention. Let me know what you guys think about this, and I'm sure some of my subscribers go to some of these universities. So if you guys have your own stories, obviously put them down below, or don't be hesitant to contact me. I'm more than happy to receive and reply and give any advice if you guys want some. Hit me up on my Instagram and subscribe if you guys want to. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll most definitely catch you guys soon.